Alright, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I want to pull some cards for us and get a reading today. I hope the messages resonate with you. And if they do, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you for returning if you're returning. And if you're new, welcome. So let's see what comes out. Alright. We have laziness and clinging to the past. That's what we have. So I'm getting that there's someone who is just like not ready to move forward. They're not ready to move past a way of being or things that they've already done. This is somebody who is like, they like things as they are. This is what I'm getting. Let's see if I'm going to use some of my little cards that I made here and see what comes out from this one. And see if it'll clarify the laziness and the clinging to the past. So it says, taking the aligned leap of faith. This is an action and empowerment card. So it's like suggesting that someone needs to take an aligned leap of faith instead of being lazy and clinging to the past. Let's see. Let me get like one more. Alright. The nature of consciousness. We just had this one, but this one is taking the aligned leap of faith and the nature of consciousness. So it's kind of like, this is an action and empowerment card, and this is like being lazy. This is an emotional card. This is in traditional. This is like the Nine of Cups, like being fulfilled. You sitting out and you got your drink and you cozy and you cuddled up and you comfortable and you don't want to move. However, like, you won't be completely fulfilled unless you get up and move on, move beyond this point. The nature of consciousness and clinging to the past. This would be the Five of Cups. Like being like stuck in sorrow and all of that kind of stuff. Hanging on to old things, old emotions. And this is one of my spiritual and cosmic cards. So like understanding that this is probably what's keeping somebody stuck. Like, they don't want to do the work. They're content in this old way of being. However, I do have to say this. This is a choice. So this don't necessarily have to be something that's just like absolutely horrible. It's not a horrible thing to be considered to be lazy, because in that sense, you could be you could just be in this space of contentment. And sometimes people make contentment to be a bad thing. when it's not. But for somebody, they need to release it because it says 10 of Wands, heavy burdened, um, surrender. So you need to surrender to from laziness. Let go of this. Surrender the past. I'm also getting that someone is going to be having a shift in their consciousness soon. Yes, at the bottom of the deck, trapped, restricted, worried. So holding on, clinging to the past, you burdened, heavily burdened, and you feel trapped, and stuck. You don't necessarily look content to me, boo. So we might think, okay, so I'm gonna switch these cards around. So clinging to the past got you lazy. It got you feeling trapped, restricted, worried, heavy burden. Spirit is saying you need to release your burdens. Take a leap of faith and understand that this is the nature of consciousness. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to expand. You're either here to build or destroy. You're either here to uh, enlighten, or be destructive. And if you're clinging to the past, you're not evolving. You're being stuck in at that age, at that point in time. You can't move beyond that because you haven't had different experiences. You're just going to be sitting there swinging back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in that same space. What's happening behind the scenes that we cannot see? Okay, so behind the scenes, we got 3 cards. We have, the first one is sneaky, shady scammer. So I'm picking up on, this may be somebody who bored, detached, apathetic, 4 of Cups. And 7 of Coins, patient, investments, stacking. So I'm getting that whoever this is somebody who is surrendering to this old way of being. They have been this person who was they are bored of scamming and stealing from people. Just like I just said, you're either evolving, you're going to enlighten, or you're going to destroy. And they finna let this go. They need to take a leap of faith towards doing something different because this is no longer working. They have been doing this, sitting on this for a minute, like just sitting on this, rocking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, clinging to the past, feeling guilty. They bored. Yeah, you got the money. Yeah, you stacking and it, but eventually that shit gonna catch up to you. Spirit, I need for you to keep it playing, baby. Keep it playing. Alright. See? Nightmare, anxiety, despair. This ain't even a good reading, baby. Well, I guess this is a good reading because whoever this is, they're being brought to the truth that this is this is the energy that they have been sitting in. And I'm just gonna say that this is not going to be for. This is not everybody's reading. This could be for a very select few people that uh they have they have someone external to them, or this could be them. This could be you that I'm talking to. So you can place yourself need be where you need to be. Or this is another thing. This probably gonna be one another a longer reading. So I'm picking up somebody from your past has just been sitting around. They haven't been doing anything. They haven't evolved. They have been involved in sneaky, shady behavior, and they haven't been compassionate about it. Like they don't have any empathy for the things that they have been doing. And you may be attached to this person and they're a burden to you. And by you letting this go, that's a nightmare for them. Because I feel like they have been scamming you. And they wrote that they don't really care about you. They don't care how you feel. And so by you taking a leap of faith and surrendering and just being like, okay, God, I give it. I'm releasing in this. I'm I'm taking my hands off of it, God, and I'm giving this to you. And I want to see what you gonna do for me, because this person is they taking my money and they stacking it and they investing it for themselves. And either they are leaving you in a state of anxiety, or they're in a state of anxiety and in despair, but they come off as if they're detached and that they bored around you. What's the low vibrational end? Because they just lazy, sitting over there lazy. Yes, I feel like on the low vibrational end, they don't want you to gain any strength. They don't want you to be, um, they don't want you to become aware of this, because they've been taking your kindness for weakness. The strength, the King of Cups. This how I feel like this is who you have been. This is what I'm picking up on. I feel like this is whoever this is that's watching. You are somebody who has been strong, and you've been putting up with somebody, and this is your nature. You're compassionate. You're a kind person. You probably help this person, 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 and they just been holding on to you. They haven't been willing to help themselves. They haven't been willing to take the leap of faith and trust God like as much as you trust God. And so you was like, all right, God, I'm done. I surrender. And as soon as you surrender and you let go and you take your hands off of it and you stop helping this person, then all of this sneaky, shady behavior, this apathetic attitude that they've been having, and all of the money and stuff that they've been stacking and taking away from you, it They probably ran out of money that they've been taking from you. And now they in this state of, oh my God, I don't know what I'm finna do. I'm not prepared. But, and again, like, they didn't expect for you to be so strong. They didn't expect for you to retract your kindness. Yes, because you got away from this. Speedy transport momentum. That's the advice. For you to transport yourself away from these people. For you to take that leap of faith. That letting them go is the best decision that you're going to make. Be strong. Be brave. Be daring. Be tenacious. Be bold enough to say, hey, no. You can't take my kindness for weakness anymore. I become aware that you won't want to help yourself. You keep on begging and asking me for money. But you ain't trying to do shit. You ain't working on nothing. You just being sneaky. Everything seems to bore you. And you coming off as, and I feel like you have been patient. To be honest, I feel like they might have been stacking your money, but I also feel like you have been patient. You've been patient. You have been silent about it. But behind the scenes, like, this is driving you crazy. This is a nightmare for you. This is giving you anxiety, leaving you in a state of despair. Or vice versa. You finally losing patience is going to put them in a state of despair and anxiety. And it's going to be a nightmare for them. Because you're going to leave it. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yes, solidarity, union, happy home. I feel like they don't expect for you to be as solid and stand firm on your no. And then stand firm in you taking this leap of faith. Yes, victory, recognition, triumph. Because I feel like you're gonna stand up for yourself. You're gonna pop your shit. You're gonna tell them, hey, I'm not dealing with that no more. And not only that, you're gonna leave. This is what I'm seeing. You finna get ready to leave. Because this whole time you have been the expert. You have been the teacher. You have been the guide. And you've been trusting in God. This could also be God, like, having your back throughout all of this. Where we at? 19 minutes. I kind of want to pull some more cards. Let's see. I'm using another deck though. Yes, because I feel like you finna move on and you're going to find somebody that you're going to have better chemistry with. Because whoever this person is, they lazy, they not doing anything. They been relying on you, and things staying the same. Again, here they go with these burdens. Let go of your burdens. This person is a burden. I just feel like they like living sweet. Whoever this is, chat. Check out it applies. If it don't apply, leave it behind. See, Nine of Swords, like both panic mode. It's the same thing that's keep coming out. Child, I'm not finna clarify no more. We got all the clarification we need on this, honey, because this person is a hot ass mess. Thank you, Spirit. They need to get their shit together. No, baby. Let's see. Oh, not the phone for the die. Okay, I'm finna wrap this up, y'all. All right, this is the end, cause I gotta go, or it's gonna cut off. I'm not even gonna get no affirmation card, but that's the reading. So if this reading applied to you, if it resonated with you, then hit that thumbs up button, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one.